Oh,
We need a minute.
29,000, does she?
How you doing, folks? Sorry for the delay.
Doesn't know that she doesn't. She's telling me.
We're good.
Jason.
All set? Okay. Okay, I'll call to order the Tuesday, June 11th, 2019 regular board meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Southgate's mission statement is Learning for Life. The vision statement is Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. Okay. Do we have any revisions to the agenda tonight? Or if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support.
I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio, supported by Mr. Green. Any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. Brings us to citizens' comments. Any member of the public may address the board for up to 3 minutes. I have 2, so I don't know who wants to go first.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gina Wilson Stewart, and I just wanted to come give you greetings from the Western Wayne County NAACP. We are a county branch, which is different than most of the other NAACP branches. They handle one city. We cover everything west of Detroit down to Sumter, up to Livonia, and so you guys are in our area. So what I wanted to do is just let you guys know when we have our meetings. They're once a month, the second Monday of each month, and the next one is in Garden City. It's 27500 Marquette, and everyone is invited to the meeting. And last night we had an awesome meeting. We had over about 50 people there, so diverse crowd. But what we do is we fight for the civil rights for all people. You know, we just think everything should be fair. And so far, everything is going great. We like when we come out and talk and meet new people. So I just want to let you guys know that we're here. And if you guys need anybody to help out at the schools, we do have alumni from different colleges and people from the community who just want to help students. So if you have any need, just please, you can call me. My cell is 313-949-3133. Or you can look us up on Facebook. It's Western Wayne County NAACP, and see some of the things that we do. And feel free to reach out to us if you ever need us to come and be a part of your programs. I just wanted to leave you with a quote from Michelle Obama. He said, "We've got a responsibility to live up to the legacy of those who came before us by doing all that we can to help those who come after us." And that was one of my favorite ones. So that's all I have for today.
Thank you very much. Okay, next, Mr. Jackson?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Put on my big boy pass today. I don't expect to do no crying or anything. I just wanted to thank you guys for yesterday or last month's opportunity to be able to speak before you. I think it's a great platform for the citizen to be able to come out and speak about the school and what's happening in the schools. And I also want to do a public thank you to Ms. Pastor, who has really shown a great amount of integrity. She followed through with what she said she was going to do. Antoine has, in this short period of time, he's made a big accomplishment in his emotional state. And we're just very thankful for that. So I basically just want to say thank you for having an opportunity and to thank Ms. Pastor publicly. That's about it. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, would anyone else like to speak tonight? Okay, none. We'll go ahead and close public comment. It takes us to presentations, of which we do not have any. And then the consent agenda, which consists of May 28, 2019 closed session and regular board meeting minutes, and disbursements for May of 2019. Would anyone like to make a motion on the consent agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion by Dr. Pomponio, is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Green. Any discussion on consent? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. And action item number 1 is 2018-2019 amended budget. Who's presenting this?
We're asking you to approve the final amended budget for 2018-19. There's attached documentation in your board packet. Any questions?
Are there any questions for staff on the amended budget? Okay, seeing none, bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 1.
Make a motion to approve the 2018-2019 amended budgets for the General Operating Fund, Special Education Center Program Fund, Food Service Fund, and Community Services Fund as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio, is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Green. Any discussion on the item? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Takes us to item number 2, which is the approval of 2019 tax rate request form L4029.
That's me again. So there is in the documentation that you received in your board packet, there is a letter explaining the information and recommendation that we received from our debt fund advisors, PFM, that we maintain the current millage rate of 5.85 mils on the debt fund, and then, let's see, we're at 18 for general fund.
Is that the maximum we're allowed to levy?
Yes, 18 is.
Any other questions for staff? Okay, seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table and entertain a motion on action item number 2.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2019 tax rate request form L-4029 with authority given to the superintendent to make revisions as necessary based on the budget hearing to be held prior to July 1st, 2019.
I have a motion by Mr. Estheimer. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Dr. Pomponio. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Okay, action item number 3 is the purchase of a Z-Turn lawnmower.
So I thought they were called zero turn. I learned something new. So as per Board Policy 5003, all items that exceed 3,500 must be brought to the board for approval. This piece of equipment is needed for our grounds and maintenance crew to continue to maintain our grass cut regularly. Jacob Galarza Jimenez is here to answer any specific questions you may have.
Does anybody have any questions for?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
So all of the equipment that we have, that is, we use and use our expenses to, and all the depreciation and everything, and DM Bird doesn't have any equipment? We don't use any of their equipment?
No, we don't use none of DM Bird equipment. All the equipment that we have belongs to to Southgate, to us.
Okay. And are we tracking inventory on all of our equipment? I know we started doing that a little while ago.
Permission to speak freely? Unfortunately, when I took over, the equipment wasn't maintained properly. It wasn't inventory properly. We had things that we didn't even know existed, and Ms. Pastor has seen some of it. Some of it's old, some of it we use, and we're taking care of it in-house as I speak, you know. So going forward with me, yes, we will have a proper inventory of everything that we currently have and everything that we will be buying. But the good thing about what we're doing now is most of the stuff we're taking care of in-house. We're doing our own oil changes, we're doing our own tire rotations. That's with all the lawn equipment and the vehicles. So we're doing a big change with me here now than what it was before. If
Okay,
that makes any sense.
that's good, because I know I asked several times before to, get an inventory so we know what's depreciating, what we need, so we can project, potential expenses in the future.
So I do want to let you know that we really are in dire need of 2 zero-turn mowers, but with us being close to this fiscal end, we're going to propose one now and then one in the 1920 school year. Jacob, how many current Z-turn mowers do we have?
We have 3 right now, and all of them have over 1,800 hours. Okay, the recommended is less than 1,400. We all have over 1,800. One has been in the shop for over a month. The John Deere that we do have with the Batwing, as you guys can see when you drive down Reek Road and Garrish, you're gonna see a lot of big holes because it sinks, and our property retains a lot of water. So we're literally cutting the entire district right now with 1.5, because the second one that we do have, the deck is bent, so it's only cutting halfway. So I'm literally cutting the entire district with 1.5 mowers right now. So it's
it's-
very, very, very tough. It is very tough to maintain. And my crew is working long hours and on the weekends to try to maintain our property.
So how's the drainage on our property?
Horrible.
Okay, because that's the other thing. Because, I
I'm
know
not gonna lie to
people
you.
will say,
Because we do receive phone calls from the residents, and I'm not trying to ignore any of them. But the problem is, the equipment that we do have hasn't been taken care of very well. And if I continue to put it out there, it's gonna get stuck and it's gonna get damaged. Then we're gonna have to come back here, we're gonna spend more money. And there was never a loaner program, and I reached out to one of the vendors, and they told me that they do not have a loaner program, meaning I take a zero-turn in, I get one, as a loaner. I'm waiting to get back from Weingart, see if they can do it for us. But I'm trying to, even the old equipment that we do have, trying to see if that can work. But again, our properties are big, they're not small at all.
right.
And we do need, and we're not subbing the outside lawn service anymore, the front, because we used to do the back and then the company would do the front. Well, that's not happening anymore, so we're doing it all in the house. But because there's so much property, we're falling behind, and the rain has not helped, and the fact that we're cutting with 1.5 decks, so that doesn't help.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Estheimer.
Hello, how you doing, Jacob? Good to see you.
Yeah, right, how are you?
Good, so I noticed that the quote that you have here, the one from Cells, this is the one that you're interested in, this Laser Z, the push one, right? Or that's the one where you, is that one that you stand on? and it
No,
goes-
all these, so they're called zero turns. They might be called Z because of the name,
Yeah.
but they're all, you drive them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one you stand on is what I meant.
No,
not-
you drive this one.
Okay, got it. You stand on the back platform, it's not one like this, though.
No, you sit on it.
No, you sit on it.
Oh, good, oh, I see what you mean.
You might
Okay.
see a picture of 2 there.
I put a star by the way.
Okay, I got it. All right, just so I know what we're talking about. So is there an optional warranty with that? I mean, with the amount of hours that we put into this, as big as our property, I see that it shows here a warranty down at the bottom of 5-year or 1,250 hours. That's the limited warranty. And then there's the no-hour limit first. Are they given any additional type of warranty with this, or is?
No, usually when you do purchase one, then in most cases, my past experience, they will offer you, you want additional 2 years, 3 years, and then you got to pay on top of that.
Right, but we're only approving you for $87.99, which would be without a warranty.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's a smart thing to do on this new piece of equipment, or whether or not we should have added to that the no-hour limit for the first 2 years, based on our,
Well, that's what it has, is no hour limit for the first 2 years.
Or, yeah, I mean
And then
the extended
5 years
warranty
or
beyond that.
1,200 limited, yeah.
Because I think you'd have to do that at purchase.
Yeah, you have to be at purchase.
so I'm not sure what
Do you have any idea
I-
what that additionally would cost? So
I-
we didn't ask for that quote when we
No, I
asked
didn't
for
ask
it?
for that quote because,
With the size of our property and with the amount of hours that's going to be used, that would just be my only concern with this, Mr. President.
yeah, it's just the, go ahead. Ms.
I-
Patrick.
So our option is we could bump the price and ask him to check out.
Well, I have a question to do with it. The problems that we're having with the ones that we have, that's just that they weren't maintained. We're not having warranty problems.
Well-
It's not something that would have been covered under a warranty anyway.
Yeah,
If you
like-
bend the deck, they're not gonna cover it. If you don't
There's
change oil, they're
one-
not gonna cover it.
There's so out of the three, the Hustler, which is the one that has the bent deck, that we're trying to take care of that as soon as we get an opportunity, okay? The other two are Z, X Marks. The one that's in the shop right now, it's a code issue, it's with the motor. The manufacturer has to help us out with that one, with the cells, the authorizer. They cannot find the problems with that one. The second one has been in the shop for numerous reasons as well. And again, it has to do both, not only with normal wear and tear, but the mere fact that it just wasn't maintained like they should have.
What's the projected, I'm sorry,
No, but at 1,800 hours.
What's the
I don't know
projected
if you
life
Get a
for that?
warranty.
I'm sorry?
I don't know, you can get a warranty.
No,
It'll take
we,
1,800.
usually those things will, they kind of warranty like for 1,000 to 1,500 hours. For example, the previous contractor that we had, Brightview, they turned theirs in at 1,500 hours. Back to Weingart, they resell them out, they refurbish them, resell them out, and they rotate. So it's a rotation.
what's the lifetime
On the warranty,
on this piece of equipment? What's our average lifespan on this piece of equipment?
anywhere between 3 to 5 years.
Oh, oh.
Again, if you maintain them.
So that's something that we have to work on getting into our maintenance budgeting. All right, thank you.
Any other questions for
How
staff?
long does it take to cut, like, the grass at Allen Elementary, approximately?
Well, Allen, as you guys know, Allen and Anderson, the back connect, right? So it can take anywhere to 3 to 4 hours to cut it. And then, obviously, Reek, my guys were there all day, and you can barely make a dent. But again, it's because I don't have a fleet of, 100% equipment that I can send, five people consistently cutting and trimming, so. If you guys approve this, then it'll give me a leg up until I get the other machine that you guys will probably approve the following month, if that's gonna be the case. It'll be a big help. I mean, you guys are more welcome to look at the equipment I have at the shop. I mean, it's very difficult with the amount of properties that we have.
Anybody want to go cut some grass? Take pictures?
Hey, I'm all ears. I know Miss Teresa's
I had an
tired of
offer
receiving-
today.
You got an offer from one of the board members?
Nope, from a citizen to cut the grass.
And I'm pretty sure the central office is tired of hearing those phone calls and emails. We do get them almost every day. Miss Teresa can attest for that one.
Sometimes on my personal cell.
So, I do have a question for Ms. Wilson. Where's this budgeted from?
I'm glad you asked. I was just going to make a comment that Jacob actually has some money that's coming in that is transferred over to a grant that has not been transferred over yet in the amount of $29,000.
Okay.
So he was hoping to use all of that money, and
I may have told
Pastor
him.
said no, only one.
I kind of wanted all three of them, but I'm just putting my heart out there.
So there is funding
I'm
from
not putting my
a
boss on the
grant.
list.
by
I said
way
he
of
can wait 2 weeks for the other one, or a month. It'll be fine, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks.
It's a month.
If I just want to say that if we do, if I get my way, obviously, and I don't go with my boss, I report to her. So if I get those three that I was planning to get, plus the three that we have, and we can maintain them, I mean, there is no reason whatsoever why we can't maintain our property in its entirety. Because
That was gonna be my next question. On the back here, it says 3. On this one for Kerr's equipment, it says 3. So I saw you slip that in a little bit.
No. I did that to give that to Miss Pastor for she can see, because my idea, she knew, Miss Pastor didn't know about this, but I did apply the grant for the $29,000. It was given to us, so that's why I was hoping worst case scenario, A, B, and C, right? So she kind of slipped it in there. And I didn't send you that board packet. She did.
Yeah. All right.
But that's what I'm trying to do, because at the end of the day, our residents see our property every single day. It's a constant complaint, and it's just too much.
And this is actually saving the district money because in the past, we had a contract with an outside vendor to cut grass that was well over 70,000. So.
And one more thing I want to add to that is if Ms. Pastor already knows this, adding another individual back to our group, because before I was here, when the previous director was, he got rid of 2 people. And after me, I hadn't talked to Barbara about this, but after me doing the budget, I realized where they got their money from. That's how they pay for those people. Well, for that company, if I get either one of that person back, it's one of the ladies that we have as a custodian who's a hard worker, and I want to add her into our crew, and she's more than excited to start, and I told Ms. Pastor about this already. So I want to kind of change the group up a little bit, and you guys will see a lady out there hopefully with us.
Mr. Green.
I'm glad, thank you for enlightening me on all this, because it's not only, I mean, they're part of our community, but where a lot of elementary students saw this was at the field days. And I actually mentioned it, I called Mark,
yeah.
and I actually said to Ms. Pastor, what's going on? Because at that time, I didn't know what was going on, and we had all these parents there, and it looked like when you water down an ice arena, it was cut right where the field day was, because that's all you could do, now that I know. And on the outside, and there wasn't any comments to me, but I noticed it, and if I noticed it, I'm sure other people noticed it. So for safety and everything else, I mean, it's definitely something that you can't miss it when that stuff isn't cut.
Right. I think part of it's equipment, but part of it is too is it has been
It's
so
been
wet.
raining. Oh, yeah,
If
rain
you put
every
equipment
day of the
out
day.
there, you're just going to tear up the ground,
Which we have.
and you'll have big ruts. I mean, and those ruts, you can't get rid of those. I mean, so
Yeah, for
the
sure.
grass is unsightly and it's a hassle, but you're better off waiting 30 days for it to dry out. And
Well, that's the problem.
Not tear it up.
We do wait, and I do my best to wait and wait, but then the office gets bombarded, my phone gets bombarded, and I'm not ignoring the residents. It's just I refuse to put that equipment out there. That, for example, the Batwing is $12,000 itself. The John Deere, that's a well over $20,000 machine. They're not gonna care if it gets damaged or not, but guess what? It's gonna come out of my budget, right?
Right.
It's gonna affect us as a district.
For sure it is.
So,
okay.
I'm at your guys' mercy, so.
Any other questions for staff? Dr. Pompoy?
Yeah, I mean, this is something I was going to talk about in comments, but my concern is, we're talking about adding other people or needing other people. I mean, because I drove by Ford Line months ago, and there was a big circle of grass cut and nothing in the middle, and over by Reek Road, it was like a little
Same thing.
patch. So is the issue that DM Burr is not supplying enough people?
No, let me be clear. Again, I want to say this, when I first got here, I came as a maintenance guy, and what I was told from me was the previous director got rid of them because they weren't trained. So the expectation was that DM Burr was going to train them. Okay, that's in a perfect world. But I'm the one that did most of the training with my crew and whoever I added on. For example, Mark Dolbeck, Mitch Dolbeck's brother, he has some landscaping experience, so we put him on a truck, put him on the zero turn, personally put him on the John Deere and teach him how to operate the equipment. Same thing with the rest of the employees that we have. It is my job to make sure that they know what they're doing. So I'm out there with them and showing them. That wasn't happening in the past.
Okay, but the other concern was too, we've had issues with turnover, people wouldn't show up with the snow, plowing and stuff like that. So where is the real concern? Is it in your staff, or is it the people that work for DM Burr? What are we paying for with DM Burr?
We're getting a little off topic of buying this
Yeah,
mower.
that's why I didn't know. if-
Yeah, I think we're gonna stick
talk
back
about
to
that
the-
later.
Yeah, I think we're gonna pull back to the topic on what we're.
I'd be glad to talk to you afterwards.
I'm gonna pull it back in, and we're just gonna. talk
Yeah, I
about the mower.
was kind of wondering if I was going over the line. But that's my
Va-
concern,
valid-
still concerned
valid
about
points-
it.
Valid points and questions, but
Yeah.
we'll
Well,
get
thank
back
you.
to.
Thank you.
We'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
back
of
to the
course.
mower. Any other questions for staff about the purchase of a mower?
No.
Okay. Seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 3.
Make a motion to approve the purchase of the Z-Turn lawnmower from Sellers Equipment not to exceed $8,799.
I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Hold on, Mr. President.
Sorry, you said not to exceed 87, but if there's insurance, can I go ahead and make that purchase with the approval of Ms. Pastor or no?
Not with this board, not with, so it will not be, that if we buy the extended warranty, it would not be over $3,500. So with your permission, if it sounds like it's I'm not a big extended warranty person
not either.
myself, so I never purchase an extended warranty, so I'm probably the wrong person to
They're gonna
ask
say the
about
first
this.
year is,
You
you know.
guys can
you
look
have
at it, and if it's under our policy, I think we would be
Then I can-
okay.
Okay.
If it's over 3,500 for some kind of a warranty on something
has
that's
to come here.
8,700, I think you got a bigger problem.
Right.
Listen,
Than that, but,
yeah,
That's fine.
right, so.
I made the second.
Yep,
just
I have
ask
a-
and let me know before you.
Absolutely.
So we have a motion by Dr. Pomponio, and that was supported by Mr. Estimer. Okay. Any discussion on the item? Nope. Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
You got one.
Got one. We'll see how this goes, and then,
All right, thank you, guys.
all right. Okay,
Back to the cut tomorrow.
item number 4 is the approval of the door hardware project.
So as per Board Policy 5003, all items that exceed 3,500 must be brought to the board for approval. At our last meeting, the Board of Education approved the bid award for the door hardware services. Justin Sherman from IDN has inspected every door that was scheduled for the door hardware replacement. He discovered that a number of locks needed to be that the number of locks needed to secure the desired areas is down to 271 from 322. There are 30 doors and accompanying hardware throughout the district that need to be replaced due to excessive damage and deterioration. These doors must be replaced in order for the new lock sets to latch and operate properly. There are another 30 door or frames that need to be modified and/or adjusted in order for the existing door and new hardware to latch and operate properly. There are another 46 other doors throughout the district that currently have either a crash, panic exit, hardware, or a deadbolt. Please see the attached quote for the additional 30 doors and the cost to modify the existing doors and frames that allow the lock sets to operate properly. The quote represents $165,907. The Michigan State Police Grant Award project was for a total of $213,920.70. The remaining $48,013.70 will be used to help replace as many of the crash exit hardware as possible. The Michigan State Police have given permission for us to make these adjustments to our original grant proposal. This entire project will be covered by this grant. So if you're in a media center or gym and they have the bars, so the current hardware that we put in doesn't operate in that system, and IDN actually has a brand-new turnkey that operates with those lock sets, and I don't have a quote for those yet, but we'll do the quote, and then we'll get as many of those crash door lock hardware that we can. We will not be able to do all the doors in the district.
So we're not getting rid of the push bars?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
They're fire code.
Yeah, well, it's building code requires the panic hardware on.
So interestingly enough, he brought us this big part of a door last week and showed us. It's actually a phenomenal thing. You lock it from the inside, and from the outside, you can't get in, but you can push the crash bar and get out. So it's perfect. It's really a nice piece of hardware. He has not given me a price yet, though. Pardon? Right, it has, and that's a Michigan State Police requirement. It had to have the thumb turn indicator.
Okay. Yeah, typically, like, they'll have some kind of an Allen wrench that holds them in,
So you can still.
locked open.
You can still lock them open,
Right, okay.
so it does
But
both.
the alarm's gonna sound once it's tripped if it's locked, right? Once you push it.
There's
There's no alarm.
There's no alarm.
No, it's just like, if you ever see those bars, it's panic hardware, so somebody doesn't have to fumble with a latch. and everybody can get out if there's an emergency.
But they can't get in, so if you secure in place in a gymnasium right now, we wouldn't have any way to lock.
Right.
They could turn this and lock the doors. They could still exit if they needed to. So it's really nice.
So we're using as much of the 48,000 as we can to
To do as many
do
of
the
those.
30, the 30, the 46, and the 30?
Correct.
Is that right?
So if you look at the quote on the back, the quote takes care of 30 of the fire-rated doors and adjusting, so some of the kick plates are misaligned, and when you put the deadbolt in, the deadbolt wouldn't do anything, so they have to readjust so it's covering that adjustment. And then the other 48,000 will buy as many of those crash bar lock sets as we can afford. And the Michigan State Police want us to spend every dime of this so that they don't have to redistribute the money, to be honest with you. They were so quick to approve it, it literally took me 2 hours to get it approved.
Okay. Any other questions for staff?
I do.
Dr. Pomponio?
So the May 28th board meeting, when we approved the hardware services, was that into this project?
Yes, that was the first, that was the $85,907. That was a full RFP, so we needed to award that RFP. Since this company earned that RFP, we can go ahead and contract the services for the rest, because we honestly can't do the lock sets on the damaged doors without replacing them. And most of these doors are at the high school.
Sounds good, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Green?
How are we analyzing, and who's doing the analysis of which doors we're gonna use? Are we gonna island hop, this one, not this one, this one, not this one? How are we gonna choose?
Are you talking about the crash bar sets?
Well, the other 48,000, we're gonna get as many, you said we're gonna get as many as we can to put where? Are we making an analysis of where we're putting them?
So I'm going to start at the high school because of the statistics on school shootings, and I'm going to go to Davidson and Beacon next. Do as many as we
Second
can.
question, how do you like reading that very long thing?
I like it better when you read it, sir.
I'm just saying, I'm just making sure you know my pain now.
Well, I could have said whereas.
Yeah, that's right.
Several times.
I dream that word.
All right, any other questions for staff? Okay, seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on item number 4.
I'll make a motion to approve up to $213,920.70 to be used to replace doors and door hardware throughout the district.
A motion by Mr. Estheimer. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Dr. Pomponio. Any discussion on the item? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Action item number 5 is the updated policy adoption.
You're being asked to approve the adoption of the updated Lusk Albertson policies. These updates were recommended policy manual changes from Lusk Albertson. The committee, Dr. Darlene Pomponio, Andy Green, and Rick Lamos, met on April 16th, 2019, and May 23rd, 2019, to review these changes. We would like to recommend these to the board for full approval.
Okay, are there any questions for staff? Okay, seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table and entertain a motion on item number 5.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the updated Lusk Albertson policies as presented by the Board of Education Policy Committee.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Green. Any discussion?
Just thanks to the policy committee for your work on this. Thank you.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. Item number 6 is the approval of math and science curriculum.
So in an effort to continue our work working towards the curriculum department's long-term goals, I attached those in your packet with this action item, specifically number 2 and number 3. Working with technology department becoming a one-to-one learning environment for the entire district, as well as utilizing open educational resources, or OER, to support curriculum development across the district. I'd like to recommend the purchase of Chromebook carts for 6 through 12 math teachers and 9 through 12 science teachers for $154,748.60 with the dedicated $200,000 enhancement millage funds. The remainder will be allocated for consumable workbooks, renewing the 6 through 8 Glencoe teacher online access, as well as science kit materials for the Anderson High School Math and Science Department and the Davidson Middle School Math Department.
Any questions for staff? Mr. Green?
I have to ask, is this already in our budget?
This is for 1920, correct? Yes, it is. Just checking.
Me too.
Good check.
So it's
1920.
So it's for 1920, which is a budget we haven't approved yet.
Correct.
So I guess I'm wondering why we're being asked to approve a purchase out of a budget that we haven't approved yet.
So we have done curriculum adoptions in the past before the actual budget was approved. So this is actually in line with what we did almost the exact meeting last year with the STEM scopes and Study Sync. So if you'd like to wait, that we can bring it to you in July. I could bring it to you. Dr. Baker Herring will probably be in South Dakota at that point, but I would be glad to bring it to the board next month if you'd wait, if you'd rather wait.
Dr. Pomponio?
So, if I remember correctly, these are like a very urgent need for the students. And I understand the amount and the purchase and the number of Chrome carts, but when you think about the students that are sharing, the teachers that are sharing, you're taking up a lot of time and there's learning opportunities there. So that part I can see. So that's what I took away from the information that I was given before. So I'm looking at the students trying to learn and learn with very little, and there's a need for this. So that's what I'm looking at. Thank you.
Any other questions for staff?
But if we did wait to approve it, we would still get them in time for September, correct? Or,
I'm hoping so. Last year, when we ordered the science ones for Davidson, they did not come until November. They were ordered in August.
Okay.
The teachers did not get them until around November. So my goal was to really try to put this order in like July 2nd and then have them there for September 3rd.
okay.
Any other questions for staff? Okay. Seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on item number 6.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of 6th through 12th grade math and 9th through 12th grade science Chromebook carts to be purchased from the dedicated enhancement millage funds.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Estheimer. Any discussion? Mr. Green?
I just wonder if this motion should have been specific of what fiscal year we're using the funds out of.
I don't know that it's important that it's in the motion. I mean, it's how they're gonna, that's what they're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you, I'm very uncomfortable with it. I am very uncomfortable approving a purchase before I've approved or seen a budget on it.
We've already approved a $200,000 budget for the curriculum department for the next 3 years. We approved that already.
We approve budgets 1 year at a time. And things change from budget year to budget year as new information becomes available. And, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem approving this at the same time as we approve the budget if it's in there. I just don't, which we have to do before July 1st.
Next meeting.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing that at the next meeting, I guess. I'd really like to know how this puzzle piece of $200,000 fits into that overall. I'm not opposed to the concept of purchasing technology at all. Just afraid maybe we're doing it 2 weeks early for something that I can't see a real reason for.
Well, I see we have a budget for athletics, we have a budget for maintenance, and we have a budget for curriculum. We have a need for maintenance, we have a need for the students too. So that's my position. That I'm going to stay firm on that one.
Right, but we made a very specific point to purchase maintenance equipment in this budget that was for this budget, and then wait for the purchase of equipment into the next budget after that budget's been approved.
So, Mr. Craig, you would like to hold off on this, at the next meeting, approve the 2019-2020 budget at, say, item B, and then item C would be the Chromebooks.
If this
You'd
is,
have no
if
problem
this is a
with
portion of that budget, then yeah, then I would like to, I guess I don't see the
it.
point
And
of
then we'd
approving
still be
it
able
prior
to put the order in for it by July 2nd and still get the Chromebooks hopefully here by September 3rd.
Yeah, it wouldn't, I mean, you
Wouldn't
still can't
affect
order them,
anything, it
you
was
still
just-
can't order them until we have the budget approved, right? I mean, you don't want to be,
We're taking 1920 orders now. So we're putting them into the system based on their next year's budget.
I mean, are we ordering for athletics and for, I thought maintenance, doesn't maintenance have a budget? I mean, because when we did it for the millage, we did it across the board for maintenance, athletics, curriculum. So why are we stopping curriculum? Maintenance, you do have a budget, right, for the millage? It's the same thing.
but it ends, it's done 1 year at a time. Or am I missing something?
No, what I think Dr. Pomponi is saying is that this money's already been allocated for next year's budget. We already know it's gonna be there. We just want to order it quicker. So, I mean, it's already there. It's not like it's not gonna be there. It's gonna be in the budget. So what's the harm? Correct? Am I correct? That's what you're saying?
Absolutely, because of the millage, that's what we know
We
what's
already-
coming in.
we already know it's gonna be there.
We
It's
already
not-
approved it
we're
for
not
the
gonna-
next,
I hope not, that we're not gonna get blindsided and all of a sudden this isn't gonna be in there, right?
Correct, not
Okay.
that I'm aware. I'm anticipating to get at least what we got this year again.
Well, I
Or
guess,
how many
I
students
I
we
guess I
have.
would ask this question though. If we get a budget that says we're gonna be using $200,000 of fund balance, would you have liked to have been able to pull this back?
this is from the millage, so
The
everything else.
millage money is just money that goes into everything. It's
Right, I
general money.
understand
It's not
that,
designated.
but we did that for a specific reason. So anything else that we have to worry about that's happening with the budget, we got to deal with that as it comes, or, when we learn about it. However, but this is something that we already approved. It's from the millage, we know it's coming. So are we going to take away things from the other two that we allocated? That's what I want to ask you, because
could.
we already.
We could.
Then
It
are
would
we
depend
doing
what
that
budget
now?
is. No, we're gonna do it, we're not taking anything away.
I understand that, but she needs it now, that they need to order it now, they need to have it already allocated for the students for September.
The order can't go in till July 2nd, though.
Right.
I understand that, but it's already there. Do we have to prove it again? I mean, that's what I'm having a problem with. We already said here, do whatever you have to do. You have this money from the millage, so now we're saying we're gonna nitpick what she's gonna do with it now? That's where I'm confused.
Nothing's there until we budget it. Until we create that budget, it doesn't exist, regardless of what we said 2 years ago or a year ago.
Okay, that's a
It doesn't
completely
exist.
different discussion, because they're already depending on that fund, those funds from the millage. Until we talk about how we're gonna figure out the rest of the budget, that was supposed to be already in their hands to work with from the millage that's already coming in. Because if we start doing this now, with this, we're gonna have to do it for every other, the athletics and the
Nothing else is in
maintenance.
front of us prior to the budget.
Well, I'm gonna stand firm to this, my belief, we gave it to them, and it was already allocated for the students and the teachers.
Mr. President.
Mr. Green?
Actually, I think I agree with Dr. Pomponi on this one. It's something that we know is going to be there. We've been assured that it's going to be in our budget. It's not
Just
going to
don't
get
know the dollar
blindsided.
amount.
What's that?
We just aren't sure of the dollar amount because it's based on student count.
Well, something can be there because you can put anything in a budget. The question is, what's the bottom line of that budget going to be? And without knowing the bottom line of that budget, I am not comfortable
Well,
encumbering funds
I'll
for
answer
it.
your other question then. Would I be comfortable for something like this in science and math over some other things. If it came out of the general fund, if it was a critical need for our students, I would. So my answer would be yes to that question you asked a few
Absolutely.
minutes ago.
But to wait 2 weeks would, no harm, no foul.
That's not my
If it-
point.
if it doesn't come before the school year, I think there's a harm and a foul. You're a teacher, you want it in there, it's not in there until November?
100%, but the order can't go in until July 2nd.
That's not my point, Neil. That's not my point.
I know, I'm just saying,
It's
but
the
the order.
principle of it.
But the order cannot go in until July 2nd, so even if it's,
We can either vote on it or table it. I mean, we're gonna be sitting here running around in circles. I think everybody's made their points.
Okay. All right, Mr. Green's asked us to call a question, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No.
aye, no.
Okay, motion, I think this one needs 4 votes to pass, right?
It does.
Okay,
You need a
so the
quorum.
motion,
'Cause we don't have 4.
yeah, motion fails. I encourage you to bring it back after we have an approved budget. I don't have a problem with it, I just don't like encumbering something before we have an approved budget for it.
I just think we need to stay consistent. You can't say yes for this and let's come back to it. If there's mistakes here or things we have to visit on the budget, that's something that we have to
Neil
visit on
and
the
Jason
budget.
Craig voted no.
Okay. All right, takes us to employee representatives. Are there any employee representatives who'd like to speak tonight? Okay. Seeing none, on to information and announcements. Does anybody who has an announcement?
Okay, I have some concerns over the Lansing, from Lansing regarding the house-based budget, the cuts to school aid and revenue streams. They recently brought out out of the House that they're bringing a proposal for cuts for the school aid and transportation for the state this past Wednesday. So when I went to a town hall meeting with the governor, she was traveling across Michigan stating that she wanted to help the schools and then help the roads. And I was very hesitant because, and I stated my concern when she gave us a resolution to pass for all the school districts and with the MASB, and she wanted her name in it, and she wanted it all tied to the schools. So with this coming out, we could actually lose money. And they're changing the sales tax to the gas tax. So there's potentially $270 of student aid that's going to be cut. So that's another hit. So she's out there. I mean, I'm going to be objective and biased, but if I hear some bad news, she's out there promoting it, and we're saying, good going, governor. But then when we hear, just recently, and I was concerned, and now there's potentially going to be cuts from the student aid fund. And all she says is contact your legislators. So,
Can I jump in on that? I know it's your informational announcement, but understand, I think what she's saying is that she's telling you to contact the legislators because they're the ones who vote on it. This isn't her that wants to cut the funding, it's the state house.
Oh, no, I know that.
That wants to cut the funding,
No,
so
what
it's
I'm
not
saying-
her that's saying, her proposal is not to promote this and we're gonna cut funding, it's the house's proposal.
Oh, no, I understand that, but
Okay.
what I'm saying is when I went to the town hall meeting and we had some discussion in Lansing, is that she's tying students in with the fix the roads tax for gases, but she didn't say any specific strategy or how we're gonna pay for this. She said, oh, I like it, here you go, and this is what I wanna do. She wants to champion it, but we're gonna lose funds for the students, so that's all I wanted to say on that. So I had some concerns over that. And I think that's it.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Any other information announcements, Mr. Green?
Have a good summer, everyone.
Okay. Anything from Mr.
Yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations to our graduating seniors, our graduating kindergartners that are going in first grade. It was great seeing all the pictures and visiting with some of the parents at the graduation. So thank you very much and congratulations, and have a good summer.
Okay. Any more announcements? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to adjournment. I'll entertain a
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Mr. Estheimer, supported by Mr. Green. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
How's that possible? We're still good for that tentative date. Was that good?
He said okay.
He didn't say anything, so.
Joe?
Trees, is there